What's up guys? I got a little tech tip session here. We are gonna go through how to wire up a 220 volt single phase plug. You guys can of course buy 220 volt extension cords. They're just really expensive. Why not figure this out real quick while we're here? So the first thing you wanna do is actually go check your welding machine. Once you check your welding machine or your owner's manual, you're gonna find out how many amps your machine draws. And that's gonna dictate what size wire you're gonna need to use. So we're using 50 amp plugs here. Right there it says 50A. Can you see it engraved in there? 50A, 50 amps. This guy right here. Oh, don't lose the bolts. It's not stamped on this guy, but on the package, 50 amps as well. So these are both 50 amps. So we're gonna wanna use a 8 gauge wire or larger. We're gonna check right here on the side of the cord. This is a little worn out, it's old, but it says 8 AWG, which is our 8 gauge wire, which is gonna give us 50 amps here. So your ampacity chart depends on whether you have copper or aluminum. It's different charts. So I've got bright shiny copper, so I'm gonna use my copper chart. So we've got our 2 hot legs right here, and here's our ground leg. If you're in California, you'll have a 4th one here, and that's a 2nd neutral. I'm not gonna cover that here. We're in Tennessee, and we're gonna keep it simple, guys. We got the right size wire. We got the right size plug. We've got this a little bit long here. So I'm gonna go back and remeasure these, recut them, get me the right length. There we go, those will work a lot better. And then this guy's got a bend like so. So we're gonna take it off right about there. And this guy, we'll leave ourselves just a little bit extra. Take it right about there. So I really like these plugs. We've actually changed our entire shop over to the same plug. You guys might want to do the same. It's a little pain when you get a new piece of equipment in, but it makes it really nice once you start making these extension cables up. They'll all match every single piece of equipment. So highly recommend going down to your home improvement store, buying a bunch of these plugs that are the same, and get your whole shop on the same plug. This guy's gonna feed in right there. And it's really important that none of this copper from the ground touches either of these prongs. So this is insulated, it's okay, it can touch the back of that, but if we had bare copper, this whole thing would ground short itself out. All right guys, so that's gonna be your wiring configuration here. These hot legs, since this is single phase, it doesn't matter which side these 2 are on right here. This is 110, this is 110, and this is your ground. That's how you get your 220 volts. You add the 2 together, bam shazam, there you are. So now all you gotta do is secure this back on here, and I lost half my bolts. So I'll have to go dig out under the table for those. Don't do this on a welding fixture table with all the holes. It will eat all of your parts. All right, there's my business end. Now let's do the female side. It's really similar, just a little different configuration in here. So let me know if you guys want to see a 3-phase plug next. I can do another video on that. See how the configuration is different, but it's still the same principles. We got 2 hot legs, 1 ground right here. So we'll look at this end right here. That bottom one's always your ground. There's your 2 hots. So when in doubt, kind of consult the front, and then you kind of match it up inside. So see how we've got our 2 legs? That's where this plug is actually gonna register in. So can you guys see that? That's really all that's happening inside this plug. Is this hot leg is touching this contactor. This hot leg is touching this contactor, and this ground leg is touching this ground contactor. So it's another way you guys can do it is you can put this together and leave the backs off, and then you can make sure green's going to green, black's going to black, white's going to white. So from here, we got this thing stripped back, Let's feed it in here and see what we're working with. I do like this style plug. It has a nice strain relief, so you tighten this down and it pinches this down, so when you're pulling this cord around, it's pinching on this thick insulation and it's not actually pulling these out of their homes. This little layout step will help you guys from having a big mess in here. See my layout just underneath that lug. So if you remember this plug, we actually had black on this side, white on this side. You don't have to do this for this, but I do like to keep everything organized. So I'm gonna lace this under here. And if you notice, this guy's sliding out. So this thing will actually let you drop the wire in from the top here. Slide this guy back over, pinch it all down. All right, we'll do our little wiggle test. Wiggle, wiggle. Make sure this copper's not touching down here, this copper's not touching down here, this copper's not touching anything else. Nice and isolated. Then I'll just push this up in here just a little bit, and then I'll tighten down on the strain relief. And that just puts positive pressure on all these, pushing them up. And then as you yank this cord around, this might come a little bit loose, but it'll give you, I don't know, an extra ½ inch before you're actually pulling the wires out of this thing. Because we all know nobody's nice to extension cords in the shop. All right guys, there you go. I hope that was helpful. There's your 220 volt extension cord.